Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. This is Wonders of a Black Woman. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment below if you're so motivated to do so. Well, the law enforcement officials gave an official press conference today on the Carlee Russell saga, and the only thing I can say is she lied. She lied, she lied, she lied. It's looking like she lied. Okay? It is looking like she lied, she lied, she lied. It's looking like she lied. And for all you women out here who's jumping on that, oh, black women aren't going to be believed. Well, if somebody doesn't want to believe a woman is missing when she is missing, then they are just being bigots and racist. You cannot say because this particular person chose to do something like that, whether it's for attention to go viral, whether it's for the fact that she had a mental health issue. There are other people who are white that faked a kidnapping and abduction. So the bottom line is, if you are going to not believe black women because of this one person, then you need to examine yourself and your head, because obviously there is issues that you are dealing with. Okay? Now, let's get into this press conference. Okay, in all seriousness, and of course this is serious, I'm I'm not look, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's looking like she lied. But here's the press conference, babies.
That occurred on Saturday, July 15th, approximately 49 hours after she called 911 and disappeared. From that point, our focus has been to determine Carlee's whereabouts during that time and what exactly took place. Let me say up front, this investigation is not over. We're still working this case, and we'll be working this case until we uncover every piece of evidence that helps us account for the 49 hours that Carlee Russell was missing. However, through the public interest, and in some cases, public fear, that this story has generated, we owe it to our citizens to tell them the facts that we have uncovered. So I will give.
Okay, and the reason why they have to do this is because it is Carlee's statement that she was kidnapped. So of course her family has this attitude like, okay, she's home now, buck off. And the reason why the family has this attitude is because, like, as parents, we know when our child is lying. We've raised them. We know when they are lying to cover something up. So, I mean, and the way the father sat there and didn't really speak during the interview, you know when your child is just lying to cover up for something that they did. We raise our children, so we know when it could be little clues that give you away that your son or daughter is lying. And so these people have gotten pressure from the reporters and the public that's saying, hey, look, if there are abductors out here, you need to give us a sketch, give us a description, give us something to go on so we can bolo, okay?
The facts that we know today. On July 13th, at approximately 8:20 p.m., Carlee left work from a business at the Summit. Surveillance video from her place of employment shows Carlee concealed a dark-colored bathrobe, a roll of toilet paper, and other items belonging to the business prior to her departure. She ordered food from Tzatziki's at the Colonnade and traveled there. She then traveled to Target on 280, where she purchased some granola bars and Cheez-Its. From there, she remained in the parking lot at that shopping center until 9:21 p.m. when she drove to I-459. Carlee communicated on her cell phone with individuals known to her while on her path of travel up to the point of calling 911 at 9:34 p.m. And at this time, we will play the 911 call in its entirety.
Okay, I'm not going to, play this 911 call in this video because the sound quality is murky for this call.
Relative after speaking with the 911 operator. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. Traffic camera footage depicted this portion of the incident. That footage was analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call and cell phone data to accurately determine the time frame. Carlee's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing, and the Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child walking down the interstate. Data from Carlee's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600 yards. That is 6 football fields straight. 600 yards.
It's important to put that in perspective because if she's saying that she is tracing and tracking and following behind this child walked for the length of 6 football fields while she was on the phone with 911. So that child must be the son or daughter of the Flash. Okay? Just to put it in perspective.
Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Carlee's mother stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carlee scream, and then they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Carlee's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse. The food she ordered for Tzatziki's was also in the car. The items she purchased from Target, as well as the items taken from her place of employment, were not in the vehicle, nor were they located anywhere around the scene. Hoover Police deployed all available assets from the point in the search for Carlee. Additional resources were called in to include our own drone unit, crime scene investigators. Numerous detectives responded to the scene. Throughout the day Friday, officers from surrounded local and federal agencies assisted Hoover Police in the search for Carlee Russell. Officers returned to the scene on 459 to conduct a thorough line search for evidence. K-9 teams from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department responded to check for any sign of Carlee, the child that she claimed to see, and anything else that could be considered evidence in this case. Those searches all turned up empty. Private citizens, including search parties organized by our family, friends, began looking everywhere that they could to find any trace. These searches took place throughout the day Friday and again on Saturday, yielding nothing. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 center receives a call from Carlee's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carlee walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claimed he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated that the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. She told detectives the male had orange hair with a hot spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and then put in a car. She claimed.
Okay, wait a minute. We're going to stop right there for just a second because in the interview with the parents, the mother said that there was an abductor, not abductors, plural, an abductor. And so obviously there is more than one person involved.
She was then blindfolded and was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but
So they're gonna blindfold her, but they're not gonna want to tie her up because they don't want to leave marks on her. I mean, you're just gonna snatch somebody up and you're not concerned with binding them or, roping them down, handcuffing them, doing something. So it's not easy for them to fight you or get away. They just wanted to put a blindfold on her. Really?
do not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that Carlee had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear.
So, I mean, these hillbillies took her off into the woods somewhere, and when she broke free from the hillbillies, she knew to run through the woods straight to where she lived. She wasn't disoriented because, I mean, oh my gosh.
Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock. Out of respect for Carlee and her family, detectives did not press for additional information in this interview and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest. Detectives continue analyzing data from Carlee's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data includes several internet searches in the days leading up to her disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term "you have to pay for an Amber Alert" was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term "how to take money from a register without being caught" was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term "Birmingham Bus Station" was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted. There were two searches related to Amber Alerts on a computer at Carlee's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert. There were other searches on Carlee's phone that appeared to shed some light on her mindset, but out of respect for her privacy, we will not be releasing the content of those searches at this time. We've asked to interview Carlee a second time, but have not been granted that request. As you can see, there are many questions left to be answered, but only Carlee can provide those answers. What we can say is we've been unable to verify most of Carlee's initial statement made to investigators, and we have no reason to believe that there is a threat to the public safety related to this particular case. Thank you very much.
Boom. Boom, tear it is. Boom, tear it is. Boom, tear it is. They're not looking for any abductors because they don't believe there are any abductors, singular or plural. Chill out. And Carlee, let me tell you something, baby. You may as well go on and get your rest in, but it's not going to go away. It's not going to go away, honey. It's not going to go away. So you may as well get your last meal and all that, because it's time for you to face the music, because it's not going away. So now we understand why the parents had the attitude of, she's home now, everybody buck off. Because in my opinion, the parents knew something was fuddy-duddy. They were glad that their daughter was home, but you could tell when your child is lying. You could tell.
With that, I open the floor for some questions. Please raise your hand and I will call on you. Carol.
Chief, do you expect any charges against Carlee Russell in connection with the disappearance and in connection with what was taken from the Woodhouse spa?
Right now, our focus is to determine those 49 hours, so the investigation continues. So to be perfectly honest with you, that hasn't even in our mind or been discussed. Well, I think the family has stated to us that they didn't think that in her mental state right now, because of trauma of the incident, that she's not ready to talk, is what we've been told.
Well, I mean, the family doesn't want her to talk because they don't want her to keep lying to the police. They don't want her to keep lying to the police, but it's over, baby. It's over. I mean, a lot of people think that they can pull the wool over the law enforcement eye. There's so much technology out here nowadays. I mean, they could tell you what you ate for breakfast and what your poop looked like when it came out. There's so much AI out here. Stop hiding, Carlee. Stop hiding, honey. Because it's quite frank and quite obvious that you lied. And the parents knew that she was lying when they got their ass on TV yesterday. They knew. That's why the father sat there and kept his mouth shut. His lips were practically sealed.
Stated that the abductor had orange hair. Was this abductor black male? Was it female? Black female? White female?
I believe it's a white male. Am I correct by saying that? Was it ever? Yeah, white male.
Is this alleged abductor yet?
Don't believe so.
Yes, ma'am.
Chief Bernadino, WBRC, has a toxicology report been done, and were any drugs or illegal substances found in her system?
We have no report of that.
Is any indication of mental illness in this case?
Not that I'm aware of.
Lisa.
No substances in her system and no witnesses.
Word turned out not to be a true story. That the next time a young woman of color was missing, that it might not be taken seriously. How would you respond to that?
I'd respond to say that we investigate every crime to the fullest, just like we have this one.
Is she traveling with anyone specifically? Is she traveling with anyone specifically?
Not to my knowledge.
Chief, I know you said you were able to verify a lot of aspects of the story. Where do you think she went, and how would you characterize what happened?
You know, that's the $100 question. You know, we pretty much know exactly what took place from the time she left work until she got on the 911 call. We can see getting out of the car on the interstate from that footage. And after that, I think she only knows. We don't know.
Well, one quick follow-up. Her parents. Did you speak with Carlee's parents? Why do you think it is they were so adamant that he was an abductor?
Yeah, I think parents are believing what their daughter's saying, and we've had a very good rapport with the parents, met with them on several occasions. I've talked to them today a few times and make them understand that we're under pressure from our community, not only in our community of the state, but nationally when the story hit. And I just wanted them to understand that today we were going to have a press conference, and what we were going to detail today are facts. And everything that I've told you today is actual facts. It's not innuendos. It's not what I think. It's not what these detectives think. It is the factual information that we have. Well, I think our detectives have talked to the parents, and we're ready to talk as soon as she's ready. So, you know, she called right now. We're ready.
Stop hiding, Carlee. It's no need of hiding, honey.
How about unknown? You know, we know the facts that we have. Everything else is unknown at this time.
What have the past few days been like for you, your department? This has been a stressful search, hasn't it?
Well, absolutely. And again, the focus of the investigation that Thursday when she went missing, of course, the focus was to get Carlee home. That's what we want all. We wanted her safe and sound. And that's all happened. And then, of course, this has gotten to be not only a local, state story, but a national story. So, it is. It's a lot of stress on everyone in the Hoover Police Department, and the mayor, to every citizen here. We want to know the truth.
As you stand here, are you frustrated?
I wouldn't say I'm frustrated. I mean, I'm very happy that Carlee's home. That was the main ingredient here, and then we'll figure it out. I promise you that we'll end up figuring it out.
Any idea about the number of manpower hours, expense, and all the research that might cost the city and the state and the federal government?
Yeah, we haven't had time to consider that, but it's again, these detectives that are here. This is just a small group of people that have been associated with this case. We have put every available resource that we have on this case because we wanted to make sure that we found out everything. We wanted to get her home, and we have.
Was there any prior indication of mental health problems?
Not that I'm aware of.
Can you just expand on the people from
Okay,
the state,
if you want to
federal,
see
what
more
were
from
they
this press
doing
conference,
exactly
you
that
are more
long
than
search?
welcome to click on the link that I have in the description. But the jig is up, Carlee. And to the mama and daddy and everybody, the jig is up. And for all you people out here who's saying that this is going to have a negative effect on looking for Black women or believing Black women when they go to law enforcement or if they're abducted, then shame on you. Because, this person is obviously dealing with some sort of mental health issue, whether she did it for attention or whether she did it because she had a breakdown, but it obviously seemed like it was something that was planned. You may as well get your rest in, Carlee, because the bottom line is it's not going away. It's not going away. So, you may as well go on and give it up. And just admit that what you did, save everybody the time, save the investigators time of keep investigating this thing, and go on and just give it up. I mean, the jig is up. Anyway, tell me what you think. Please comment below, like, share, and subscribe. This is Wonders of a Black Woman. Peace.